Loomian Legacy just released a new event in the game. This is the Haunted Village event, which basically is a combination of the Halloween and the Christmas event in game. Let me tell you guys something. This place is simply amazing. I am actually a little bit surprised as to how amazing this turned out. They basically grabbed Jolly Village and Halloween-fied it in a really amazing way. You have the houses over here which are broken. There's like a bunch of Halloween decorations and bunch of stuff. Pretty much with the new update, there are a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of different things that you guys missed in this update, because I know that from these 10 things that I'm about to talk today, there is going to be at least 6 that you had no idea about that existed or that got added into the game. So without further ado, let's get straight right into the video. Starting off, there is something interesting in a gravestone written in a very interesting language, and that gravestone is actually located near the end of the hunting place. So if you go over here through this gate, the gravestone is pretty much located over here, and there is some Pyramide text. Now you guys may be wondering, what does the Pyramide text say? I think it's pretty obvious. This is an R, this is an I, and this is a P. So this means RIP, which stands for rest in pizza. And now let's move on to the second thing that you probably missed, which is located right in the cabin where we play the Haunted Village Tricky Treat Exchange. So let's go here and let's check it out. So the Tricky Treat Exchange just begun, and there is this thing over here, which is a tree. This used to be festive here, but now it is Lashent. Lashent is the new Loomian that was added in Loomian Legacy, and in order to get this, you need to trade a Christmas Cradle for a Halloween Kabunga, and then the Christmas Cradle will evolve into this. It's interesting because before, the other Christmas Cradle evolution was here, and now Loomian Legacy replaced it for a different and a better evolution, which honestly, it's pretty amazing, not gonna lie. And of course, you have the llama train over here just going around, super duper cute and super amazing as well. Moving on to the third thing that you probably missed from this update, I think it's one of the best things that Loomian Legacy added. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I originally went through this, I did not notice it at all. I'm about to tell you 2 things. One of those 2 things, I'm sure that you already know, but the second thing, okay, the second thing, I'm 100% sure that you have no idea about it, because no one should even notice it in the first place. But basically, if you enter this cabin over here, which is where we found the new roamer, there is a witch over here. The first thing that you probably did notice is that she's wearing a Shachi hat. But the second thing, if we look at the toes, and if we do a little zoom in over here, she's wearing Crocs. The witch is wearing Crocs, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. Okay, I don't know why we're zooming in on the feet, but yeah, she's wearing Crocs. I see nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the witch is wearing a Shachi hat and some red Crocs. On to the next thing. If you guys remember, in the Unfair event, Loomian Legacy added an Easter egg of Among Us. Yes, they added Among Us in the game. Well, Among Us is sadly back, because if you go over here where the llama train is located, you can see that the llama train crashed, and in the back, you can sadly see the red Among Us sus imposter character from the hit game Imposter Among Us sus. Among Us came back to Loomian Legacy. I can't do this anymore, man. Let's just move on to the next one. Moving on to the next thing that you probably missed. This is number 5. The decorations in the event have actually been quite creative. What I'm saying is, if you look into the door, Loomian Legacy just dropped a skeleton disc here. They dropped another skeleton disc over there, another skeleton disc over there. They dropped another skeleton. They dropped another. See, Loomian Legacy's grabbing the disc and they're using it as decoration, which honestly, that's actually quite cool. But I don't know if you guys remembered that these are actually discs that we could have obtained in last year's event, and now their new purpose is being decorations for doors. On to the 6th thing that you probably missed. I think it was a bit obvious, this one, but I want to do a big emphasis on it. So there's this sign in the Jolly Village town, which is crooked, right? And the sign basically says, warning, low flying Shachis, and you can see a Shachi pretty much flying, and the sign is crooked. I have a theory about this. I think the Shachi crashed into the sign, and then the Shachi pretty much just crooked the sign, because the warning after all is that these Shachis are flying low. Imagine I'm a Shachi, I'm like, ooh, I'm flying, pew! I hit the sign, and now the sign is crooked. That's not good. On to the next thing that you missed. There's this NPC over here that's wearing a Kabunga mask. Vua! Did I scare you? Come on. Gleam Kabunga is like every hunter's nightmare. This is a reference to everyone, because everyone really hates finding Gleam Kabungas. Gleam Kabungas serve no purpose. It's extremely low demand. People don't even want to trade for it because it always evolves. So pretty much Kabunga has a bad reputation expectation of being found. People just don't want to find it. And that NPC is basically referencing the entire Loomian Legacy community, talking about how no one wants to find a Gleam Kabunga in the wild because Gleam Kabunga is extremely just not cool. Loomian Legacy has been plugging this UGC basically everywhere in this event. Here, this dude's wearing the Protagon mask. Here, the Metronet mask. The Gleam Kabunga mask over there. Ikazuna mask. The Chironix mask. A Ketone beret. And hold on a second. Loomian Legacy is not done plugging the UGC, okay, guys? If you go into the place where we found the new roamer, there's a specific room that basically in that specific room, there was a section dedicated to the Loomian Legacy UGC. When I originally saw this, I'm like, wow, this is actually amazing. But basically, if you enter this place over here, and if you go into the last room, which is the bedroom, you can see the plushies and this artwork over here. Wait a second. Oh, you can also see the plushies over here. You can see the plushies basically laying down over here. You got Weavolt, Eaglet, Embit, Dripple, Feevine, Bambat, and Snowcup, the best starters in the history of Loomian Legacy. Moving on to the ninth thing that you guys probably missed is the fact that Wobble's cave actually returned, but it is sealed off. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that with the part 2 update, Loomian Legacy may actually bring back this cave. I'm not sure, but it's a theory. But basically, when they added Jolly Village originally, you could have opened this cave up, and inside the cave, you would have found Wobbliss. Now, it's pretty much just closed, and you cannot enter it at all. But it's actually quite cool that the cave remained here. Therefore, Wobbliss used to live somewhere over here. And now finally on to the last thing that you missed from this event. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I missed it because I don't even go to this place at all. And if you don't go to this place, you would have never noticed it. So you guys know there's this Lumi Center over here. And if you enter it, Loomian Legacy actually did something quite nice and quite cool with it. They basically Halloweenified it. They added another female nurse. No, Loomian Legacy community cannot fight about the fact that there's another female nurse inside the Lumi Center. I am scared as to how the community is going to react. There's already one over here, and now another female nurse over there. Man. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna take a quick picture over here. Look at me, I'm a cradle, and I'm also crying because there's another nurse over here, man. Let's talk to her. Welcome to the Loomian Goods. Please take a look at our selection of useful items. And she's trying to sell me stuff over here that I don't want to buy. Honestly, I don't want to talk to the other nurse, let's say. Welcome to the Loomian Trader Station. We provide helpful resources for common Loomian. Free services include health stations and Loomian Care Kiosk. We also have the Loomian Goods store where you can stock up on useful items. You know, guys, you guys know something? I'm just like gonna say this. You guys are the problem. Okay, we used to have a guy working the stand all alone and like nothing over here. Now the guy got fired. He got replaced by, I think, a witch. And they added another stand over here, which is like an information stand. Anyways, let's go on to one more thing that I want to show you guys. The 11th thing that you probably missed in this update is the fact that there is some text over here. It pretty much says B-O-O, which spells boo. Ah!